thought you'd be a little bit bigger before engaging in period talk.
Periods. God, they're a pain in the ass. What is a menstrual cup? Are cloth sanitary towels gross or saving the planet? How much blood is actually normal? Let's find out the truth about periods.
We were probably all taught in biology at school that periods come every 28 days and they last anything up to 7 days. I am yet to meet a woman who started her periods and had a regular 28-day cycle throughout the whole of her menstruating life.
After you've given birth, it's really important to remember that your body will have changed, and that includes your womb. It's going to get bigger and it's going to get a little bit stretchier, so that almost inevitably could affect your periods, and some of your hormone levels might change too, and it could take a while for them to balance out again.
My period came back with Vita about 6 weeks after she was born, and I was in soft play at the time, so it was sheer, unmitigated hell.
They've probably got lighter since having my children, which is always a bonus.
I don't think my period pains are quite as strong. Either that or I've just, because of childbirth, I've gotten used to a little bit more pain.
I never get periods. I'm certain it's because I'm always pregnant or breastfeeding through the night for so long.
So the most common and the sort of conventional period products that most of us are used to are the sanitary pads and tampons.
I can't bear pads. I always worry that I smell when you have a panty pad in. I am tampons all the way.
I would say sanitary pads because I just find them the most comfortable.
Not a huge fan of tampons. They're really uncomfortable and they just feel a bit gross.
I'm like, Matt, can you pass me the new tampons? And he's like, ew! Like, well, they're not used.
The great news is that there are loads of alternatives out there now, such as biodegradable tampons, which are organically sourced, made out of natural cotton, that can be inserted and used and don't cause as much harm to the environment. Cotton sanitary pads, which can be reused, ultimately can end up being cheaper than the conventional plastic sanitary pads.
Look at these. Some of them match my pants, some of them match my pants and my bra.
There are also knickers, which I've tried myself, and they can absorb the blood flow that you've got. You may need some extra protection in addition to that if you've got very heavy periods. There's also things like the moon cups or cups of any sort that can be inserted.
I would really like to try the moon cup, but I just haven't been brave enough to actually go forward with it yet.
It's a lot more cost effective and they are so easy to use.
There's also another alternative, which is the sponge, and this is also made out of biodegradable natural materials. There's also another device called a soft cup disc, which is similar to a cup. It goes inside and stays in the vagina for up to 12 hours. And it also means you can have sex when this is inside. So they're good for women who want to be active during their period but don't want to get too much blood or make a mess over the bed sheets.
Aren't we lucky today that we have so many different sanitary products on offer?
So PMS can include a combination of both physical and mental symptoms: cramping, bloating, feeling irritable, changes to your mood, changes to your libido, not being able to sleep, just changes to your skin as well.
I tend to be quite anxious and to catastrophize easily.
I suffer really badly with cramps and headaches when it comes to my period. I don't tend to actually take any medication for it. I just like my body to kind of work it out itself.
My partner would probably describe me as hangry because I'm always looking for the chocolate, and yeah, I get angry very quickly.
You're angry?
I'm going to put that.
No, just you mainly.
Oh.
I'm like, right, that's it, I've had enough of you. And then like the day my period comes, I'm like, I love you, I'm sorry.
Things that could help you. So making sure that you have a good balanced diet, cutting out sugar as much as you can, cutting out alcohol as well. Do things to try and reduce stress. And then taking some supplements, for example, evening primrose oil or magnesium. Exercise is another biggie. So exercise is really important to improve blood flow and to help to make you feel better by releasing lots of endorphins or the happy hormones. The main take-home message though here is please don't suffer in silence.
I used to suffer from endometriosis before I had children, and it was actually really terrifying because once a month I would come on my period, and within a day of coming on my period, my endometriosis was on my lungs. I would start coughing up blood, which, as you can imagine, was really, really frightening.
The only abnormal symptom I've ever had with my periods is actually excessive bleeding due to having the copper coil. I actually had it removed a few months ago for this reason, because they were so heavy that it was like a murder scene down there.
Anything that starts to concern you because it's more unusual, such as irregularity in your period that you're not used to, periods that are a lot heavier than what you're used to, where you're getting lots of clotting or lots of pain during your periods that's persisting and not going. If your periods become incredibly light or very scanty, or you start to have spotting or bleeding in between your periods, or bleeding after sex, it's really important to actually go and talk to your GP about this.
Click the link below to find out all there is to know about periods, birth control, boobs, and those all important vaginas. See you there.